Rest in peace to the man, the myth, the legend. A man who didn't have a chin, but another fist under his beard. A man that while Jesus walked on water, he could swim underground. A man who got bit by a rattlesnake, and after 3 excruciating days later, the rattlesnake died. A man whom they tried to make a toilet paper out of, but it didn't work. Because Chuck Norris don't take crap from nobody. A man that when God said, let there be light, Chuck Norris said, yes please. A man that when children check under the bed, they check to see if there's a boogeyman. But when the boogeyman checks under his bed, he checks to see if there's Chuck Norris. A man who built a cabin right as he was born. A man who was so feared that even COVID-19 had to get a Chuck Norris vaccine. A man who only took 20 minutes to watch all of 60 Minutes. A man who doesn't negotiate with terrorists. In fact, the terrorists negotiate with Chuck Norris. A man that when he goes into hiding, even Waldo plays a game called Where's Chuck Norris? A man who uppercut a horse that we now call a giraffe. A man who doesn't do push-ups but earth downs. A man who considered the Grim Reaper as a promising rookie. A man who can only ever be considered the GOAT. Chuck Norris. Rest in peace, brother.
What are you doing in my house? What are you doing in my house? I want waffle fries.
Hey,
Yeah,
I have good news and bad news.
you have good news and bad news.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm listening.
I want us to break up.
You want us to break up?
Yes.
Okay, and what is the bad news?
My son came upstairs one day and he goes, hey, I just did 50 push-ups. I said, for what? And he goes, in case you get in a fight. If you have to push yourself off the ground 50 times during a fight, stay down. You're the worst fighter of all time. One day he goes, I need a cell phone. I said, not happening. He goes, but it's for emergencies. Run. Your legs are still under warranty. Well, all my other friends have one. Well, they can call the cops while you go hide in a bush.
Can I get a new phone? 1 year later. 2 years later.
You can have a kid who's incredibly book smart but common sense wise out to lunch. Buddy of mine has one of those. His son Kyle, 22 years old, honor student, couldn't find his way out of the rain. 3 of us go out one night, contact Uber for a ride home. Kyle pulls it up on the app. He goes, all right, our driver is Nassim Altima Jasson, must be Muslim. My buddy grabs his phone. He goes, we're looking for a Nissan Altima. Guy's name is Jason.
I was doing a show in Alabama one time. I asked this guy in the front row, I said, sir, what's the capital of Alabama? He goes, A. And he was the pastor.